jamming on the wall? Mandem. Who's that jamming on the wall? Mandem. Who's that jamming on the wall? Mandem on the wall.
I am here talking with Mandem on the Wall. We're having it large, Mandem on the Wall. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, my name's D. Cartier. I play a younger baker in the show.
My name is Javan Wade. I play Failure in the show.
Yep, and my name is Purcell Ascot, and I play younger baby Tiny Whiny.
So, obviously, people who hopefully will know you from Youngers, the TV show. How did you guys get involved with that in the first place?
Yeah, the youngest experience was weird, to be honest. So we basically started Mandem On The Wall online 2011, Christmas Eve.
The youngest experience was
Playback.
Wow. How did you do that? You did your voice.
Yeah,
it's the most incredible thing. So far today we've had photos with random and now we're throwing our voices. This has got to be the best interview of all time.
So we basically started online 2011 Christmas Eve. We dropped episode 1. 4 months after that process, we dropped 3 episodes, just about to drop our 4th episode, and we just received an email out of the blue, as you do, from Big Talk Productions, saying that they wanted us to come in for a meeting to potentially be involved in this new series that they had going on called Youngers. And we was like, wow, okay, cool. So we went down and saw them. Levi David Ade, which was the writer, he was a big fan of our stuff from the online series, and he came in on the project as a new writer, and they kind of said to him, okay, what would you do in terms of kind of sprucing up the show a little bit, adding a bit of comedy to it? Who would you kind of bring in? What would you write? And he recommended us and said, Mandem On The Wall. And it was like, who's this? Who's Mandem On The Wall? They went back, went online, did their research. They were like, love Mandem On The Wall. And they wanted to get us involved. And essentially, Bob's your uncle, and we were there. I don't know if Bob is your uncle, but yeah, and yeah, man, it will happen from that.
Yeah, you kind of cleared it.
Yeah, I cleared it. Yeah.
Fair play. So in terms of the characters that you guys play, I think it's fair to say that music has played and urban culture in general has played quite a big part in how you make those characters and what you base them on. Yeah. Are there any artists in particular that have inspired you guys from the off that you kind of grew up listening to that you see part of in the characters, or anyone in particular?
Like Baker, obviously he's got, for those that know the character, he's got a distinct voice. You know what I mean? He talks like this, but that came from Romeo. Really, okay. Like when I look back, because I think Romeo, he was in the Big Brother house at the time, and I was thinking to myself, why is this guy so cool, and how is he maintaining that voice all the time? He never breaks character, and I thought it'd be funny to kind of mimic that and apply that to a character that everyone can then relate to and stuff. So definitely Romeo, so solid. You done something for my character still.
I think for Failure, it was weird because in the beginning when we first started Mandem, Failure and Baker were almost like a little bit opposite. Do you know what I mean? Like Failure started off with this deep voice. Even if you watch episode 1 and episode 2, you kind of see episode 2 it starts to drift into the Failure that is now. But originally, I don't know who he was originally based on. In terms of character, it just kind of looked at people that were there in the grime scene and the grime culture, and I think that's one thing that people get confused. Grime, there's grime music, but there is a grime culture. Do you know what I mean? And even down to like urban films, urban TV shows, it's all part of this grime culture. But even down to now, and generally, I really kind of used to listen to Chipmunk a lot, and that even that I look back now is definitely something that really influenced my character.
Yeah. For me, I would say it was Young Baby Tiny Whiny was born from the wifey rhythm element. Yeah. So the sweeted, but it had a touch. There was a balance. Do you know what I'm saying? It was sweeted, but it was still grime. You know what I mean? So that's where he flourishes. Tiny. It's like Tiny Whiny can be sweeted, but he can still be a part with with the Mandem and stuff. So yeah.
I just want to add as well, like even down to the dress code. Like if you look at Failer's character, he's got the hat over the hoodie, and that's like a classic grime way of doing things. Like Skepta was at I don't know if it was London Fashion Week, but he actually got the opportunity to present like a setup where you saw the whole tracksuit thing, the hoodie and the thing. That's why he actually talks about it in his recent tune, being at the London Fashion Week and turning up in a tracksuit and stuff. But so he brought that back there. A lot of people looked at that and was like, what's that? But there's history there, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah. But I'm hoping that it wasn't the end of that wifey rhythm video, where the girl gets run over, that inspired you? Because wow, that's emotional, right? So obviously you guys play characters in the show. In terms of music, we've seen some parodies from you of tracks from Stormzy and stuff like that. Most recently, Know Me From is the one that we saw. What is the sort of thought behind the parodies, and are we going to see some actual mixtapes drop from you guys? Tell me a bit about that.
I think the thought behind the parodies is generally we love music. Do you know what I mean? And I think like Drake said it, like acting and music is so synonymous because we want to be them and they want to be us. Do you know what I mean? And even though we love to act and we love the whole creative side of what it brings, at the same time we love music. We listen to music so much and we're immersed in this culture. You look around, you don't see a bunch of, do you know what I mean, actors, you see a bunch of musicians, you see a bunch of rappers, you see a bunch of grime heads, and that's definitely something that's influenced. And the parodies it's just us kind of wanting to experiment with music and parody and kind of paying homage to grime artists and artists in general that we respect and we look up to and we like. And I think generally the parodies, we will do some more parodies and stuff, and we really enjoy doing them. And it's nice to kind of see an original song and then someone to get the comedy take of things. And it's like there's so much comedy within even grime music, but it's only then realized when it's pointed out. And I think doing the parodies, we point out the funny side of, okay, this is what Stormzy's video could have been like if he looked at all the funny sides of things. This is what Ain't or Nothing could have been like if he looked at all the funny side of things. But I'll let Pete talk about music.
I just wanted to say, like, comedy and music, they work so well together. If you look at the blueprints of the past, and there's Lonely Island, for example, a group who specialised in just doing comedy music. So it's like even our friends, the Midnight Beast as well, they have done a few sort of comedy stuff with their stuff. So it works so well. And in terms of upcoming projects and stuff, we're definitely looking at there's an avenue here that we can exploit, and we feel like we've got some projects, we've got some big projects, man. So look out for it this year. It's gonna be the Mandem characters, because they're so animated on tracks. We can do anything we want as well. Like, it doesn't even need to be grime, for example. Like, we can do anything, but that's because we don't have limitations like most musicians might. So it's like we can, you might hear something happening, and then we have like some interval thing where it could be something random and crazy, but like it's unpredictable.
So in terms of artists that you would want to feature on your mixtape, have you guys got anyone in mind? Who would you call up first?
You see what you did there? Because we didn't actually say we were going to do a mixtape, but people I'd love to work with, even down to people we've done parodies of, the Stormzy's, Sneakbo. I think I'd love to do something with Skepta. I think Skepta is the alpha. Do you know what I mean? They look at Wiley and say Wiley is, the Godfather. But Skepta's now come into that position, and in this era, he is the new Godfather. Do you know what I mean?
See, for me, I'd say like people who can bring something, a different dynamic onto the table, who are quite out there as well. Like, I feel like Jay Huss is like, his, like what he brings to the table on a song, it's different to what most people can, and it works well with what we're bringing. And even like Lady Likes, we watched her perform last night, and we were just there like chilling, vibes into the music and stuff. But then we was like, hang on a minute, you know what I mean? We can actually, there's something we can actually work here, because what the concepts of that she was working with, we can also tie in with what we're doing, and just creatively you can create so much. So anyone who can bring something to the table. Do you want to say something?
I'd love to do something with Ed Sheeran. Because I know, his personality comes through in music sometimes, and I think when it does, it would complement like what we do. So
definitely. Something also epic as well. Like when you said about Ed Sheeran, like Ella Air. Do you know what I mean? Like, what in terms of like, just imagine, tell me what you want, man, but saying something funny. Do you know what I mean? Because you get that epic side of things, that amazing voice, but she's saying some funny stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I think that combination, that it would work really well. Shaka,
there's a lot, really.
Some good vocalists there. Yeah. Okay, so what date does the mixtape come out? You can see we're not getting a serious answer here. I don't know what to do.
We can.
2 weeks? 3 weeks? People want one. Seems people want one. we're gonna do something musically. Do you know what I mean? In terms of dates, can't really give a date because I don't know myself. But yeah, something's coming, and I think not even just looking at the whole kind of EP, mixtape, album side of things, but also doing something which is slightly different. Do you know what I mean? Slightly different.
Something that R. Kelly did once or a time ago. Something
maybe,
trapped in the closet, a little
maybe
visual comedy,
parody, maybe.
Stuff,
I don't know. Just throwing some stuff out there.
But you
see
know, we'll do some thinking. We'll do some thinking.
See what happens.
We've talked mixtapes. We talked the show.
Yeah.
The other thing you guys are up to is Reprezent Radio, which is where we are now. How did you guys get into the radio thing? Is it something that you've sort of thought, we love music, we love working together as a trio, we want to, you know, speak to people over the radio, or is it something you just fell into because you've picked up this kind of these characters and now people, you know, we want to see more from you on a different media?
I just want to say, props to our management, because our management, suggested the whole idea, and I don't know for you lads, but like I wasn't. You know what it is? It's a thing of like we do a lot of things, and you know we try and be as versatile as we can. But like this is actually quite scary for me. Like, you know, it's out my comfort zone. I'm used to, you know, give me my script. I'll, you know, have a few takes and stuff. But of course here, you know, you're doing your live announcements and you're talking and people are hearing you live, and there's a pressure and a skill to that. But I would say doing it, we found that, again, our chemistry works so well on the airwaves and stuff. And especially when we have the guests, every guest who's come in here has said, wow, it's an experience. It's not just an interview or whatever it is, isn't it? But like we try to create that energy and the fun as well. And now we've looked at what else can we do? You know, what else? How far can we take this?
Yeah, I think generally what we've realised is that we're not just actors. We're entertainers. Do you know what I mean? And every form, every platform of entertainment that there is probably something that we will do, or if not haven't already done. And radio is something that, do you know what I mean, that our chemistry, our dynamic, what it offers to a radio ear is something that a lot of people want to hear. Do you know what I mean? And they love the characters that they see and the dynamic that the characters bring. And what people are starting to realise is that the dynamic between the characters is exactly the same as the dynamic between our friendship. Do you know what I mean? And the characters have this banter and have this, you know, je ne sais quoi between them. But I wouldn't put that past, do you know what I mean, Dee, Javan and Percy, and that's where the characters get it from, essentially, from us.
Yeah, I just want to say, it just helps us unite with a lot of everyone, basically. Before this radio stuff, people wouldn't holler other people to come and do something, do you know what I'm saying? It's difficult, but now we found a platform where we can, you know, Chaka come to the studio, have an interview, and what else can we do? You know what I mean? What else can we, with, you know, Style OG, everyone who's been, you build relationships and stuff. What was you going to say?
Yeah, and also another gift it's been for us is we're able to keep in touch with what's going on out there. It's so easy to fall out of touch with what's going on with popular culture. Like, we know what the latest tunes are, you know what I mean, what the latest trends are. Yeah, and that's valuable knowledge for us. So it's been a great asset. Exactly. Come out, we was on it. We knew what. Released it within a week. Exactly.
We're pretty much out of time. So I've been Matt Tarr. These guys have been Mandem on the Wall. Gigslutz TV. We're out.